Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Noah. I'm Noah, and today we're talking about something that happens to literally everyone. That moment when someone's speaking English to you and your brain just nopes out.
Oh my God, yes. Like you hear words, but they're just sounds.
Right, it's like your brain is buffering. You're standing there like, I know you're speaking English, but also, are you?
Exactly. And you're smiling and nodding, pretending you got it, but inside you're panicking.
The fake understanding nod, we've all done it. You're just like, yeah, totally. And you have no idea what they just said.
And then they ask you a question based on what they just said, and you're like, yes?
And it turns out it wasn't a yes or no question. They asked where you're from, and you just said yes.
Stop. That's so accurate.
So today we're going to talk about what to actually say when you don't understand something. Because here's the thing, not understanding doesn't mean you're bad at English. It's totally normal. Native speakers don't understand each other all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Accents, mumbling, loud environments. There are so many reasons you might miss something.
Exactly. So let's figure out how to handle it without feeling embarrassed. Maya, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Third time's the charm.
Third time, you're basically a co-host now.
Okay, so can we start with why people pretend to understand when they don't? Because I think that's where it all goes wrong.
Oh, I know exactly why. It's embarrassment. You don't want to seem like you're not paying attention or like your English isn't good enough, so you just smile and hope the conversation moves on.
Yes, and sometimes you get lucky and you figure it out from context, but other times?
Other times you end up agreeing to something you shouldn't have. Like, sure, I'll help you move this weekend, and you're like, wait, what did I just agree to?
Or someone asks, do you want the chicken or the fish? And you say yes, and they're confused.
Exactly. So here's the truth. It's way better to just say you didn't catch something than to pretend, because if you pretend, the conversation keeps going and you're getting more and more lost.
And then it becomes awkward to admit you didn't understand from the beginning.
Right. Like 5 minutes later, you're like, actually, what are we talking about?
All right, so let's start with the easiest thing you can say when you don't understand. Maya, what do you think is the most common one?
Just sorry, right? With a questioning tone?
Yes, sorry. That's it. One word, super simple. You just say sorry, and people will usually repeat what they said.
It's so easy, but so effective.
It really is, and the key is the tone. It's not sorry, like you did something wrong. It's sorry, like, could you say that again?
So it's more like a question than an apology.
Exactly. You're not actually apologizing. You're just asking them to repeat. And native speakers do this all the time. If I'm in a noisy place and someone says something, I'm like, sorry, didn't catch that.
Oh, I didn't catch that as good too.
Yeah, I didn't catch that means I didn't hear what you said. It's casual, it's not awkward. You can also say, sorry, I missed that.
Those sound so natural. Much better than saying, I don't understand over and over.
Right, because I don't understand can sound like you're confused about the meaning when really you just didn't hear it properly. There's a difference.
Okay, what if sorry doesn't work? Like they repeat it, but you still don't get it.
Okay, so this is where you need to be a bit more specific. You can say things like, could you say that again? Or, would you mind repeating that?
Those sound more formal, though.
They are, but that's okay in certain situations. If you're in a professional setting or talking to someone you don't know well, being polite is good. But with friends, you can be more casual.
Like what?
Like, wait, what?
Really?
Yes, wait, what is super casual. Or, huh? Or, come again? These are things native speakers say all the time with friends.
Come again? That's interesting. I've heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was polite.
It depends on your tone and who you're talking to. With friends, it's fine. In a business meeting, maybe stick with, could you repeat that?
Got it. Context matters.
Always. But here's another good one. Can you run that by me again? That's like, can you tell me that one more time?
Oh, I like that. Run that by me again.
Yeah, it's casual, but still polite. You can use it in most situations. All right, here's a scenario. Someone's explaining something, you're following along, and then they say one word or phrase that you don't know. What do you do?
Ooh, this happens all the time. You get like 90% of it, but there's one word that throws you off.
Exactly. So instead of asking them to repeat the whole thing, you can ask about that specific part, like, sorry, what does blank mean? Or I didn't catch that last part.
That's smart because then they know exactly what you need help with.
Right. Or you can say, wait, you said something about, and trail off, and they'll fill in the gap.
Oh, like prompting them.
Yeah. So if someone says, we're meeting at the something something at 3 p.m. and you didn't catch the location, you can say, we're meeting where?
And they'll just repeat the place name.
Exactly. You're not making them repeat the entire sentence, just the part you missed. It's efficient.
What if it was a word you don't know at all?
Then you can ask, what does mean? Or I'm not familiar with that word. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. People appreciate it because it shows you're actually listening.
That's a good point. It's better than nodding along when you have no idea.
Okay, here's another situation. Someone says something and you heard it, but your brain needs a second to process it. Like the words went in, but they haven't turned into meaning yet.
Yes, especially if they speak fast or use slang.
Right, so you need to buy yourself some time. And there are little phrases you can use for this, like hang on or wait, let me think.
Give me a second works too, right?
Definitely, give me a second or hold on, hold on. These are all natural ways to pause the conversation while your brain catches up.
I feel like people are usually okay with that. Nobody expects you to respond instantly.
Exactly. And actually pausing before you respond makes you seem more thoughtful. It shows you're actually considering what they said.
So it's not a bad thing at all.
Not at all. Another one I use is, sorry, can you slow down a bit? If someone's talking really fast, it's totally okay to ask them to speak more slowly.
That doesn't sound rude?
Not if you say it nicely. Hey, you're talking a bit fast for me. Could you slow down a little? Most people will be happy to adjust.
That's reassuring. I always worry about asking people to change how they're speaking.
I get that, but think about it. If someone asked you to speak more slowly in your native language, would you be offended?
No, I'd just slow down.
Exactly. People want to communicate with you. They're not going to be upset if you ask for a small adjustment. All right, here's a pro move. Checking if you understood correctly. This is super useful because it prevents miscommunication.
Like repeating back what you think they said?
Yes, you can say something like, so you're saying, and then paraphrase what you understood.
Oh, that's good, because then they can correct you if you got it wrong.
Exactly. Or you can say, just to make sure I understand, and then explain it in your own words. This works really well in professional settings.
What about, do you mean?
Perfect. Do you mean is great. Or are you saying that? These all do the same thing. They let the other person know what you understood, and they can clarify if needed.
So you're kind of summarizing.
Yeah, and it actually helps the conversation because it shows you're engaged and trying to understand. People appreciate that.
I feel like that's less scary than just saying, I don't understand.
It is, because you're showing that you did understand something. You're just making sure you got it right.
Okay, we need to talk about something. Maya, do you apologize a lot when you don't understand something?
Maybe, like, sorry, I didn't understand, sorry.
Yes. And I get it, it's a reflex, but here's the thing. You don't need to apologize so much. Not understanding something isn't your fault.
But I feel bad for making them repeat.
Don't. Repeating something takes 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. And native speakers ask for repetition all the time. It's completely normal.
So I should just not say sorry?
Well, one sorry is fine as a polite opener, like, sorry, could you repeat that? But you don't need to say, I'm so sorry, or sorry for my English, or apologize 3 times in a row.
Okay, guilty.
Look, your English is fine, and even if it wasn't, apologizing constantly makes you seem less confident. Just ask your question directly. Could you say that again? What does that mean? No need for a big apology.
That's actually really helpful. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, own it. Asking for clarification is smart, not something to apologize for.
Can we talk about accents because sometimes I don't understand someone specifically because of their accent.
Oh, huge topic. Accents are so varied in English. You've got British accents, American accents, Australian, South African, Indian English, Nigerian English. The list goes on.
And they can sound really different from each other.
They really can. I've had native English speakers from different countries not understand each other. So if you're struggling with an accent, you're in good company.
But how do you handle it without being rude? Like, I don't understand your accent sounds mean.
Yeah, don't say that. Instead, you can say something like, "Sorry, I'm not used to your accent. Could you speak a bit more slowly?" That's honest, but not offensive.
Oh, that's much better.
Or you can just use the regular phrases. "Could you repeat that? I didn't catch that." You don't have to mention the accent at all.
And people usually adjust anyway, right?
Usually, most people will naturally speak a bit more clearly if they notice you're struggling.
All right, quick one. What do you do when you can't hear someone because the environment is too loud?
Oh, God. Like in a restaurant or at a party?
Exactly. You're trying to have a conversation and there's music blasting or everyone's talking at once.
I usually just point to my ear and shake my head.
That works. Body language is valid. But you can also say, sorry, it's really loud in here. What did you say?
Or, can we move somewhere quieter?
Yes. Or I can barely hear you. That's totally normal to say. Nobody expects you to have superhuman hearing in a loud place.
Sometimes I suggest moving closer so we can hear each other better.
Smart. Or you can literally say, sorry, I can't hear you over the noise. It's not about your English at all. It's just logistics.
Okay, let's talk mindset for a second. When you don't understand something, how do you feel?
Honestly, embarrassed. Like everyone's judging my English.
Okay, real talk, they're not. Most people are not thinking about your English skills. They're thinking about what they're having for dinner or whether they left the stove on.
That's probably true.
It is. And here's the other thing. Asking for clarification makes you seem more intelligent, not less. It shows you care about understanding and communicating clearly.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, think about it. If someone just nods along and clearly doesn't understand, that's awkward. But if someone says, wait, can you explain that part? That person is engaged. They're trying.
So it's actually a good thing?
It's a great thing. Confidence doesn't mean knowing everything. It means being okay with not knowing and asking questions.
That's really helpful. I think I put too much pressure on myself to understand everything perfectly.
We all do that, but English, or any language, is messy. People mumble, use slang, have accents, speak too fast. There are a million reasons you might not catch something. It doesn't reflect on you.
All right, let's practice. I'm going to say something kind of fast and mumbly, and you handle it however feels natural. Ready?
Okay, hit me.
So yeah, we're going to meet up at that place, you know, the one near the thing at like 7-ish, maybe 8, depends on traffic.
Wait. Slow down. Where are we meeting?
Perfect. You stopped me and asked for the specific information you needed. That's exactly what you should do.
That felt surprisingly natural.
Right? Okay, let me try another one. So we need to bring the flibbertigibbet to the party.
Sorry, we need to bring the what?
The flibbertigibbet.
I have no idea what that means.
It's not a real word. I made it up. But see, you asked. What does that mean? Perfect response.
Okay, one more?
All right. Oi, mate, we're off to the bottle-o. You coming or what?
Okay, I caught maybe half of that. Can you say that again, but slower?
See, you did it. You asked me to repeat it more slowly. That's all you need.
This is actually helpful. I feel less scared about it now.
All right, let's wrap this up. Here's what we learned. It's totally normal to not understand sometimes. Don't fake it. Ask people to repeat or clarify. Use simple phrases like, sorry, or could you say that again? Don't apologize too much. Stay confident.
And remember, native speakers ask for clarification all the time. It's not an English learner thing, it's a human thing.
Exactly. Communication is a two-way street. If you don't understand, that's partly on the other person to adjust how they're communicating.
And it's way better to ask than to pretend and end up confused.
or agreeing to help someone move their entire house.
Right. Avoid accidental commitments.
Thank you so much for being here again, Maya. You're becoming a regular.
I love it. Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, remember, not understanding doesn't make you bad at English. It makes you human. So ask your questions, take your time, and don't stress about it. You're doing great.
And practice these phrases. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel.
Perfect advice. All right, everyone, until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and keep asking questions. Peace.
Bye.